Hello and welcome to USTS, the Ultimate Sports Training Show. I'll be your host for today's show, Bob Lemire. Joining me on today's show, Jeff Zifferman. Welcome to the show, Jeff.
Thank you, Bob.
Jeff is a power lifter. He competes in powerlifting in the 75K, what are kilograms they call it?
Kilograms.
75 kilograms, 165 pounds. He obtained a record. We're going to talk about that. Tell us a little about yourself there, Jeff. What's going on?
Yeah, so I'm a power lifter. I live in New Hampshire. I compete in USPA, United States Powerlifting Association. Recently competed in February and achieved the New Hampshire state record for deadlift in my weight class.
Wow, that's a state record.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's cool. And that's and you've only been powerlifting for what do you think? A couple of years now?
Since about a year and a half now.
Wow, Jesus, and you're 31 years old.
Correct.
So we're going to talk about all that. We got a whole hour in front of us. And you've been in sports your whole life. So you've been in track and field your whole life, and then you like basketball, soccer. You've done it all.
Yep.
You're in excellent shape. And what made you decide, let me try powerlifting? That's kind of wild. Although it is becoming very popular, I'm noticing.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, I did a show with Wayne Grenier. I give him another plug. I love the man. 72 years old. He's got world records. And he just started after his bout with cancer 10 years ago or so. And he's 72.
Mm-hmm.
So he started late. I mean, there's age groups and whatever.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, I'm seeing powerlifting everywhere.
That's incredible. Yeah, I got into powerlifting. I've been going to the gym, exercising consistently since college. I started college in 2010, and I wanted to explore new options. I was getting a little bored with the monotony of the same exercises throughout the week, and I wanted to get stronger. And I looked at the different types of exercise for going to the gym consistently, right. And I noticed that the power lifters were the strongest of the gym goers.
Right. Yeah.
And so I found myself a powerlifting gym in Manchester, New Hampshire. And
give them a plug if you want. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. They're called Free State Barbell Club in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Excellent. Yeah.
They're a great gym. A lot of people in there really know what they're doing. I went in there as a novice, not really understanding the whole dynamic of powerlifting. And now I know enough to at least continue to grow.
Well, you broke a record already, so
yeah.
I mean, there's something that, and you're a humble guy, and that's how it is. But to hold a record, and so it's a record that's no one's done before,
right?
It's wild. That's
yep.
just the coolest. Now, when you first went to the gym, and you said, when you first decided, I want to powerlift, and you said you didn't have a trainer, you didn't have a coach. Did you just watch these guys? You YouTube something? Because you don't want to go in there looking like a complete novice. You want to make it look maybe
Right. Yeah. So I have been doing the motions that powerlifters do. I've been squatting. I've been deadlifting.
Right.
I've been benching.
So you had an idea.
So I understood those, but I did not understand the programming behind it and the consistency and how to continue to grow. Yeah. And when I got into the powerlifting gym in the powerlifting world, they explained, you don't have to do 7 different types of chest exercises. You just have to be consistent and gradually increase your weight, and other types of movements as well that do accent the bench press, but again, it's about consistency and continuing to grow.
The technique. If the technique is wrong, it's not going to work, or you're going to get hurt. So that's the main thing. So all these people that you saw at the gym and stuff, they would help you out.
Yep.
Good group of people.
Good group of people. Yeah.
There's a lot of women too.
A few. It's definitely a majority of men, but yeah, there are some women, particularly in my gym, that do hold state and national records
Wow,
for their
that's
age
cool.
group and their weight
Nice.
classes. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
some
Wow.
some really elite lifters
Yeah.
there.
And you know what? You might not even realize it when you're doing it, but you're learning every time you're with them.
Mm-hmm.
You're learning, and it might not even register, but it's going in the back of your mind, going, all right, just a constant repetition. That's what most sports are. People don't
Right.
realize baseball, for any sport there is, it's constant repetition. 99% of the people, a lot of them can't handle it, the boredom or the competition, or you have to do it. It's got to be second nature.
Right. Yeah, it's consistency.
Over
It's
and over.
understanding. It's critiquing, even at the most minute level.
Right.
But it's just making sure that you're doing the best possible movement
Especially with heavy weights over your head.
on your back.
On your
you're,
back.
You're picking it
yeah.
up. Or
There's no room for mistake.
Right.
Because the muscles in your back and your back, your spinal I mean, anything can just pop at any. And as we were talking about, you watch TikTok and all these, things on your phone and stuff of weightlifters, things go wrong.
right.
And you go, oh, that had to hurt. Knees just buckling, knees snapping in half.
You're probably never the same again after a serious injury.
Oh
like
no!
that.
You're lucky you can live. Have you had any kind of serious injuries since you've been?
Not with I have not
Right.
with powerlifting, just a sore back or
No,
sore legs.
yeah. But no,
No-
pulled muscles or,
no
or
pulled
strained
muscles.
muscles. Boy, because that's the hard thing. Like any part of your body, you hurt, and I'm talking slipping out in the ice, picking up a box that it worked the wrong way. Now you got to recuperate, and you still want to train. That's the
Right.
hard thing.
Yeah, and I've injured myself before and had to take a few weeks off of exercising, and just for somebody who is so consistently
Right,
active,
right.
and it's horrible just sitting around.
That's right. You think every day you're going, my body's wasting away, right? That's how
I feel myself getting weaker.
I'm getting weaker by the second, and you're really not. That's the athlete's mentality.
Right.
And the thing is, so what do you think? You got about 10 years? You think you stay in this? Because you're 40, I would say 41, 42 in that age, you could.
Yeah, so I would say that if I continued with powerlifting, if I wanted to continue to grow, get stronger, maybe get a little heavier,
Right.
as long as I maintain good movements,
Right.
good technique, I could do this for another decade if I wanted to. You don't see like your
Yeah.
friend, the example that you had, he's in
Right,
his
72.
70s.
So there are age groups, though.
There are
So
age
you can
groups.
go for the rest of your life if you
could.
want.
You could.
And you think about it, if you started now, which you kind of thought, oh, in my early 30s, late 20s, and that's late. That ain't late. So if you want to go and do it till you're 80, you got another 50 years of learning and breaking records every year for.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking by. See, I'm thinking because of a baseball player or martial arts and stuff. Not that I'll ever stop, but I had to stop competing. You can compete as in age groups, but in the martial arts you just don't. And like in baseball and football,
Right.
even like Tom Brady's in great shape, right? But he knows that age has gotten up there, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, he's in his 40s, and it's tough when you have a 25-year-old guy that weighs 320. That's just
trying to
coming
rip your
at you.
head off.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's thousands of them every. Yeah. They're all out there going, I could be the one to take Tommy out.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So you don't have that problem. It's just you against the weights.
That's right.
And in your mind, because it's a mind game too, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
It's a mind game.
Can I lift this? It's the difference between questioning yourself and
Right.
being committed, and I'm going to do this.
Right.
I will lift this.
Do you do any kind of meditations? Do you do any meditation at all?
Not necessarily meditation mentally. More what I do mostly is stretching, mobility exercises, because when you're moving the heavy weight, consistently, your body kind of wants to tighten up a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
And I want to make sure that my hips are loose, my back is ready, my leg muscles
right.
are not tight, everything is
So you do a lot of stretching.
able to move. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diet. What's your diet? What do you? You must be strict on your diet for
My-
vitamins and for nutrients, right?
Yeah, my wife would say that my diet is whatever I want, whenever I want, because it kind of seems like that. However, I can feel so. So the short answer is no. I don't follow anything strict, but I do want to make sure that I'm including as many different uh, positive nutrients as I can when I am eating.
Right. So you do have consciousness on your.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
It is consciousness.
It's not like steak every night with a potato and
Right.
yeah,
But
can't-
if I'm at a show or at a baseball game and I want a hot
No,
dog, I'll have
yeah.
a hot dog.
No, that's not going to hurt you.
Right.
But if it's every day and 5 hot dogs that are
Right.
sitting and stuff, that's what'll just take you out of you. You doing any vitamins? Do you take vitamins?
Not as consistently as I
yeah.
should.
Yeah.
But I remember you and I had talked about this a few
yeah.
weeks ago.
I'm a
and
stickler. I'm a
and
stickler.
it's I definitely understand the necessity for the vitamins
Oh, yeah.
and
Every guest I have on the show, because it's a sports show, but you know, I always ask that question. I'm amazed. No, I don't take vitamins. I never did. I'm like, and I haven't taken vitamins, and actually it wasn't good because when I was younger, one a day, the little red one a days was the thing. That's all people took. They would give it to me at 2 years old.
wow.
Which is not what you do.
Yeah.
That, you know, that's,
Not when you're that young, maybe.
that's 65 years ago. All right, they're dropping, but I've never stopped. So I always had a vitamin. It was like you had to have one a day. Then I got into really different vitamins that natural, a lot of, but never stopped. And I consider that giving me the energy that I like.
Yeah.
And just recently I started doing the protein. You do the protein?
Not as much protein.
Drinks?
Supplements, but
Yeah.
I will take creatine
Okay.
consistently, about
Right.
5 to 10 milligrams a day
Now,
throughout the day.
was the creatine just? And I did it years ago, and someone told me to stop because it'll just bloat you. Now, is that what do you feel? I don't know. I don't know what the truth is. I never stayed with it.
So
gain weight.
I am not by any means a biologist or a
Right, right.
nutritionist by any means, but I do know that when I consistently take creatine for months at a time, not just a couple times
Right,
in a week,
right.
and I know the difference, but my muscles don't get as fatigued when I'm
okay.
not on the creatine
Right,
versus
right.
when I am. I noticed that my muscles have a little bit more longevity to them.
All right, that's good to know because I'm the type of guy that
And-
would take that. Yeah.
And there's resources on the internet, unlimited amount of resources that explain the pros and cons of all these different things.
Because there are cons of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that it does more good than harm.
As long as you can regroup with the muscles, that's what I always looked for. I want to regroup after a workout, and you know what I'm saying, or after several workouts. Now all of a sudden it's like I'm sore,
Right.
right? And you want the sore to go away, don't go away. So you're looking for alternative medicine, medicines or
Right. Yeah. And I get the fact that I'm sore, but I still want to exercise because
right.
that's just my mindset.
right. Yeah.
So I don't disagree with the fact that you can still exercise when you're sore, but you don't need to be lifting heavy or going as extreme.
Right. You got to regroup.
You got to recover.
Yeah, recover.
Definitely.
That's a lot of people don't do. A lot of people don't want, because it's all in your mind. It's all in your head. I got. And if you don't recover, now you're really not going to get stronger, and your muscles aren't going to develop the way they should.
Right.
Yeah. I played that game for many years. I would do my whole weightlifting regiment every day before I worked out in Taekwondo was the same. I wouldn't listen to anybody. They say alternate your days with chest, back, chest in your arms. No, I got to do it all. That was the worst thing in the world for me because you are always sore. You never regroup.
Yep. You got to mix it up. You gotta rest. You gotta let your body repair itself.
Right, yeah.
That's the only way to continue to grow.
Right, yeah. And I just myself found a really, and I won't do commercials or anything, but a good vitamin that dissolves. Because I was taking popular brand name for many years and finding out you're getting 5 to 20% of that vitamin only that's working. And if you're getting 20, you're lucky. You can only get 5% of it. It won't dissolve in your body. And then I started buying these vitamins that just dissolve like that after, and you could see the difference, especially with the vitamin Bs that are in it. Because if you take vitamin B, you're gonna urinate yellow.
Right.
And I was never doing it with these big name brands. So I stopped with the big name brands and I went to more natural vitamins, And I think that is, you're still young, but always think about the vitamins.
Yeah,
and the protein.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
They got some nice drinks out there. So, and you can find anything online.
Right.
It's the greatest. I mean, my wife lives on Amazon. I want it. It's there the next day. I don't have to go
Mine too.
look. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. We love that. There's some good stuff.
Oh yeah.
There's good stuff. But and the thing is, years ago, whether it's powerlifting or with any, you were limited unless you went to the gym or you went to a school. Now everything is on your phone. You want to learn something, you can learn from the best on your phone. I mean, it's better to have one-on-one relationship but you want a technique, you do it.
All the information
right
you
there.
need to learn and survive and grow in most things. Yeah, it's free on the internet. It's great.
Thousands and thousands of them because it's the whole world. And if you really want to find the best, you can find the best very easily.
Right.
So and then you were was it high school you were into track and stuff? So that's your whole life you've been in good shape. Yeah.
Yep. So my first sports team was soccer in middle school and high school, midfield. And so you kind of play in the middle of the field. You go back and forth
Back
the
and
whole
forth,
time. You're
yeah.
setting up the people to score.
Right.
Soccer is probably my favorite sport to play. I still play it
Still play
recreationally.
on
Yep.
leagues. On
Yep.
leagues. Oh, good for you.
Yep. Outdoor, indoor. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Wow.
And then track and field. I went to a very small school, and it was not a sports inclined
Right,
school
okay.
necessarily.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
my soccer team didn't do that well. Track and field was where it was okay. It's just me. It's up to me.
Right.
How can I perform against myself
Yeah.
and these other guys racing?
Right.
And then in my junior and senior year, I qualified for states and I got fourth in states
Nice.
2 years in a row for the 400 meter. And then I also competed in the 200 meter and the long jump.
Nice. The long jump's wild, huh?
Yeah, I think I made like 19
Yeah.
feet, 6 or 8 inches.
Yeah.
That helped me qualify. And that was, I don't even know if I can do that now, but
Right.
that was a haul.
Yeah. Well, you got to train for that.
Oh yeah, you gotta learn how to get optimal speed and the distance that you can run, so you can get the best jump that you
Right.
can have.
So, being in track and doing all that, what it's like that you have to stretch.
You have to.
You
stretch.
have to warm up. You have to stretch before, and if you don't, you're asking for trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't. In powerlifting, you don't want to just walk up and
Cold. No.
try to lift 300 pounds immediately.
Boink.
Yeah, exactly. There goes your back.
There goes anything,
There
yeah.
goes everything.
Muscles and
Yeah, you wanna get your body ready to perform at the
Right.
max capacity.
Well, and I always tell my students, and I even on the show and stuff, your muscles are like taffy, and if it's cold, it'll snap. You go like that, it's gonna snap. If it's warm, it's gonna be pliable.
Yeah.
All right, and that's how your muscles are, and it's just warmth and mobility gets the blood flowing, but if they're ice cold, and I've tried to do some stuff ice cold without thinking about it, and I did hurt myself a couple of times throwing kicks. Didn't stretch out. I'm good. I won't stretch out. All of a sudden, the easiest little move. And people say I pulled a muscle. Well, you strained a muscle, or
Right.
if you pull a muscle, it means you're pulling it right off the. You ain't walking or you ain't moving.
Yep, I've been there. I've
Yeah.
definitely pulled things from not preparing, stretching, and all that jazz.
It's just it's the worst. That's pain.
Right.
That's pain, and it takes a long time.
Don't need that again.
No, especially in your inner thighs or your legs and stuff, because that you got to stand on them all day. Something in your arms and stuff. Well, you might can relax it for a while, but
Right.
you got to walk every day. You got to move
Right.
around.
Yep.
And So, what's your plans? Do you have plans for the next competition, or are you training for your next competition?
So I'm not anticipating another meet for like the next 6 months. If I were to compete again, it would be in October.
Right.
So right now it's just about consistency and programming and how do I want to proceed with my other lifts. So I'm lifting fairly heavy for my weight class in deadlift right now, and I want to improve my squat and my bench press. So I've been focusing on those, trying to better my technique and program it better so that I can just get stronger.
So, my question is, in people who don't know anything about powerlifting just say, well, just put more weight on. But it's nothing like that. But how do you advance in increments of like this week I'll say any number, I'll lift 200 pounds. Next week I'm going 205. Next week is that how that works, or?
So it depends. Generally, what I like to do, and I've noticed a lot of other lifters doing, is instead of trying to just lift 200 pounds once, we'll do 130 pounds or 140 pounds 5 times. And we'll do that three sets of 5 reps.
All right. Yeah.
And then the next week we'll do 170 pounds, but we'll do that 3 times instead of 5.
Yeah,
and we'll only do a couple of sets of that. And the idea is to lift below your max, 1 rep max, as they call it, multiple times so that you can get stronger.
You're
because
building them.
you're not necessarily going to get that much stronger if you're just lifting once. As heavy as you possibly can.
No, you're gonna get hurt.
Right, you're gonna get hurt, and you're not necessarily growing. You're just pulling really hard or pushing really hard once. The idea is to continue to be consistent, doing it multiple times, doing it heavy, but not to the point where you can only do it once or twice.
All right. So say your plan is 6 months now. That's going to be your vision. Say you set your mind to that. Each month you say this is you must have a notebook. Do you have a notebook?
Yep.
This is my goal, and this is why. So you do write down everything you do.
Yep.
Okay. And this is my goal, and this is where I have to be in August.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The idea is I'm going to do squats heavy for 2 or 3 weeks. And then I will do what's called a deload, where I will lift lighter, but I'll do more reps, or I'll do, it's called an AMRAP, as many reps as possible, where I'll do really light weight. So example, I'll squat 135 pounds, and I'll just see how many times I can do that. I can do that 17, 20,
Okay. Yeah.
and that's good for growing or ripping apart your muscles so that they can rebuild themselves.
Right.
Instead of just the couple of pulls that
All right.
you
So
do.
what I can't understand is when I used to fight, and I would say fight at 135, 140, it was just keep your weight down. But if you're trying to build muscle and you're trying to, things are getting big. At 165, are you saying I might have to go up in weight, or
Right.
you might have to?
Yeah. You need to eat. You need to. I mean, it's easy, and it's also hard to eat correctly because you have everything that you need to eat well. You have the internet that provides
everything, yeah.
an unlimited amount of resources, right? And then you go to the store and you say, "Man, those Doritos look real good," you know.
Moderation, but
Right.
even moderation you'll gain some weight. And as we were saying, he come in at 164 and a half, say, at the last competition, which is perfect. It couldn't get any better.
Nope.
Because if you came in exactly at 165, then you're still good.
Right.
But that's almost possible, or 75 kilograms. To come in at 160, 166 or 67, now you're in trouble.
Right.
And if you had to compete that day, you compete to these guys who have you by what, 15 pounds or 10 pounds?
Yeah, the next weight class would be 181 pounds.
So, wow, these are monsters in
And then, and the guys that are 181 pounds are walking around at like 195, 198.
Yeah.
And so then they lose
Yeah,
10 pounds
So,
of water
they're
weight.
monsters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. At 165, they're monsters, yeah. But it's funny. So that's what I'm saying. You're trying to constantly build for the next 6 months. And that's what I'm thinking right now. Say you want the next 6 months. Do you have, this is going to be my diet, like kind of for most of the week. Do you go that way?
So
Just so that you don't.
So sort of. What I haven't done is I haven't got into macro planning in terms of my nutrition levels,
Right.
and it would definitely, like, the benefits of nutrition coaching or a nutritionist, someone that sets up your diet, is infinite.
Yeah.
And what I just try to meal prep so that I'm not eating too many saturated fats.
Right.
And
okay.
I'm trying to eat clean protein, carbs,
Yeah. And you're trying to get
somewhat healthy,
get
consistently.
the vitamins out of the fruits and vegetables and
Yep.
stuff. It takes me about a half hour to 45 minutes every Sunday to get all my fruits ready for the week at work. I have to have strawberries, watermelon, grapes, cucumbers, tomatoes. I have to have that stuff, or in my mind, because I'm obsessive compulsive on a lot of stuff. Most of us are, right?
Right.
And people say, "Oh yeah, I'm not." Yes, you are. Everyone's obsessive in their own little way. And me, when it comes to my nutrients and keeping myself in good shape, especially as I get older now, I can. And my wife goes, "Oh, there he goes. He'll be gone for an hour and a half getting his lunches ready and getting it." But I just do it, and I love it,
Yeah.
And I can't think of myself going to the cafeteria every day. Yeah, give me a cheeseburger. Yeah, give me some of that. And I'm like, wow.
Man, if there was no impact to my health, I would try to eat a cheeseburger every day.
Oh, sure. McDonald's cheeseburgers is my
Absolutely.
favorite. Yeah.
But
a quarter pounder with cheese. Give me 5 of them a day if I
Right.
could. But it's just, it's the
and
worst.
I understand, and what you put inside your body really has an impact on not only physically but mentally how you feel. And so I definitely appreciate and respect people that can meal prep for the week. Generally, what I do is I'll go grocery shopping on a Sunday, and then the dinners that we make, I will make extra so that I'll have it for lunch
the next day. That's what I do.
Right,
Oh, definitely. Why not?
Why not?
If you're going to make chicken, make enough chicken for the next day. And
Chicken.
You're saving money, and you're getting what you want.
Right.
Never mind that. But they say I'm germophobic also. I want me to touch my food.
Right, yeah.
And I'll eat
that.
anybody's food. But I want to touch my own as much as I can. Leave me
Right,
alone.
right.
That's so funny. And so we get through COVID. So that's a good thing now, because that's a pain in the old butt. That was
It was tough going to the gym. Well, they closed the gyms for a little while, right? And that was horrible.
Of course.
But it actually gave myself an opportunity I built a pull-up bar in my backyard because all the gyms were closed, and I can do all kinds of stuff
work
with
out,
that.
yeah.
It still work out. But when the gyms opened back up, man, it was tough wearing a face mask while you're trying to lift, trying to breathe, and you're huffing and puffing, and you got this thing in your face, and it's tough.
Yeah. We were doing that, doing rounds at the martial arts school. There would be just a couple people here. Boy, you're breathing heavily, all right, exerting a lot, and all you get is you get nothing.
And you're just getting everything that you're spitting out.
Yeah. So, but that's just, thank God that's gone, and maybe hopefully gone forever. Hopefully we don't ever go through that again. It's funny, we talk about it like it was so long ago. It wasn't that long ago.
Just a couple months ago, yeah.
It's a couple of months ago. Yeah. I don't know if that'll ever happen again.
Hopefully not in our lifetime.
Yeah. No, for mandatory face masks or mandatory, although they still are in hospitals. I went to the hospital with my wife the other day. She had something we had to check out, and I had to wear a mask the whole time, which is good. You go to a hospital, you should wear a mask.
That's the place to wear a face
That's
mask.
the place to wear the mask, yeah.
Yeah, my so at my gym, there's all kinds of people from all over Manchester, Hooksett, Nashua, and they all work in different environments.
Right.
And there's actually a lady there who is a nurse, and she's also a power lifter, and I always ask, how's work going and everything, and yeah, it's definitely still prevalent. COVID is still prevalent inside hospitals and everything like that.
And then the other stuff, RSVP, QRST, I don't know, whatever they are. There's a million things out there. And there always was.
Yeah.
It's not like this is
It's
really
not like,
new.
It's not
I mean,
like sicknesses haven't existed before.
yeah,
It's just like, okay, this one's a little bit more serious.
yeah, and I shouldn't say knock on wood. I haven't got it yet. Knock on wood.
Yeah, I think I got it twice.
Wow.
Yeah, it was exhausting. Definitely the worst part was losing my sense of taste.
Yeah.
I ate everything and just
Nothing, huh?
blank, and it was very monotonous.
Yeah, yeah.
I would not enjoy if I got that again.
No. And you got it back.
Got it back.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola. So I don't drink soda
Right.
very much. Every once in a while, I'll have a ginger ale, and then even lesser, I'll have a Coca-Cola.
Right, yeah.
And now, Coca-Cola and Pepsi's don't taste the same anymore.
Wow, that's pretty wild.
And peanut butter doesn't taste the same either. And I eat a lot of peanut butter, and it's just not the same.
Yeah, yeah. That's well, it's funny because my son, his whole life, my son Jimmy, hate onions. You put an onion in his mouth, he's gonna get sick. He's gonna get sick, and he just all of a sudden he got COVID. He goes, Dad. He called me up one day, Dad, I love onions. I go, what? He goes, yeah, I can't smell or taste anything but onions. I go, wow, Jim, isn't that well? And I think that was a year ago or so, and I still think he likes the onions.
Wow.
So it changed his whole taste thing around. I guess maybe because the onions were the only thing he maybe could taste because they're so,
Yeah, that
pungent
makes
or whatever
sense.
they are.
Yeah,
I always loved onions.
I don't like pickles, but when I lost my sense of taste, I drank some pickle juice, and
That's
and absolutely
Isn't
I didn't
that
taste a
wild?
thing. I felt a zing,
Yeah.
but that was about as far as it went.
Wow.
So
Jesus.
no flavor, and it was crazy.
Yeah, wow, that's funny. So get back to do you ever try self-hypnosis? Have you ever tried that self-hypnosis? Wow. Some
No.
people just don't. Yeah.
No, maybe
You know what I'm
for-
talking about, though.
a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. I have not tried it myself though.
Yeah. You ever think of it?
No.
No. It's some people want to. I've been doing it at least 30 years.
For sleeping, for food.
I would do it a lot for sleeping, but I would also do it especially for the competition. You know who got me into that was kind of Muhammad Ali. He was so into positive affirmations and actually trying to hypnotize his competitor on how bad his competitor was and how great he was, and it seemed to work.
Wow.
And then he was one of my favorites, that Muhammad Ali, and then you get all your martial artists and your Bruce Lees and all. And I read a lot on all of them, and a lot of them were into whether it's meditation or self-hypnosis. And meditation and self-hypnosis kind of goes hand in hand. And you can actually, because when you're doing your weightlifting, your mind is doing all of the work. It's telling you get going. Oh, I
Right.
can't. Oh, yes, you can.
Can you explain kind of what self-hypnosis would be in terms of what somebody like Muhammad Ali would be doing?
Well, if you have someone there that would help you with the self-hypnosis and give you the right things to say as you're meditating, so that it's constantly going into your mind, bombarding your mind with positive affirmations, positive vibes, but whatever you want to think. No negatives. You get rid of all the negatives, so that once you go into the ring or once you go to powerlifting, there's nothing but positivity. All right?
Oh, right.
And that's how your mind works. We're
I
programmed.
understand.
We're
I
programmed.
understand. Yeah. So I do that in competitions. There is I call it instead of self-hypnosis or a meditation,
different way it works.
I say I'm hyping myself up. I'm ready to do this.
That's it.
I can do this.
That's hypnosis.
I'm strong,
Right.
and I will move this.
you
Without
go.
without hurting myself.
Right. The minute you say you can't, you won't, and you can't.
Exactly.
So the minute you say, I'm going after this, I'm getting this record. Right now, this is my record. And like I'm saying, I do it on a nightly basis, and there's so many nice ones on YouTube. There really are. But before YouTube and before even the phones, I would get the books. I had books, and I would talk into a microphone or a tape recorder, right? And that was my voice.
Wow.
And all right, you're relaxing. Your feet are relaxing. You're breathing out. You're breathing in. You're relaxing your calf muscles. You're relaxing your body all the way up and down. And by that time, you're out like a light.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's how a lot of stuff. And the self-hypnosis for sleep, for positive thinking, for
I've listened to the hypnosis channels on YouTube for sleeping. He's walking you through something.
Michael Seeley is the best.
Yeah, that guy.
Michael
Yeah,
Seeley,
that's exactly
see?
who I listen to.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, he's YouTube, and every time I listen to him, he gets paid.
Does he?
Oh yeah,
he's
ads. You get the ad.
Yeah, right.
Geico, whatever it is.
Right.
And he's getting some money, and he's all over the place.
Yeah.
But he's good. Michael Seeley's good. And there's a couple of other names that I tried also, because but he's got it for every aspect: sleep, positivity, losing weight. It's all up in here.
Right.
And people think, no, it's all what you're thinking and what you're planning on doing.
Yeah, I definitely see the value in it.
Yeah. And there's coaches out there. And my grandmaster instructor, Mo Young Lee, God rest his soul, he would try to teach us some other stuff, but he was so basic with it. I remember saying, Grandmaster Lee, wow, it's cold. No, you tell yourself, I'm not cold. and that was it. So I remember anytime I'm cold now, I hear his voice, and I just say, I ain't cold. And it's like,
That's crazy.
not cold, yeah, and it's all up in here.
Yeah.
You can.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
For the most part, I did a polar plunge a couple weeks ago.
Unbelievable.
I walked into. I was in a bathing suit with my brother and some people, and we walked into the river, and I got to about my knees, and it was just the coldest thing.
First one ever.
Yeah, first one ever. I've taken cold showers before.
Yeah. No, this
but-
is no.
Oh man.
So what did you do? How far did you go?
So I got to my knees,
Yeah.
and I was like, I can't do this.
No.
This is too much. I walked out, and then about 5 minutes later, I said, well, I have to do this
Yeah.
because I committed
You
to it.
said
I'm gonna
you
do
were
it. So I walked back in, and I got all the way down to past my shoulders, and I was underwater for about 4 seconds. Maybe,
that's all it
maybe
took.
5.
Yeah.
And I walked right
Right.
back out, and it was rejuvenating.
Oh, isn't it? Yeah.
It felt good.
Yeah.
It was cold.
Yeah, but your body's just going.
But my body was saying, "What's happening?"
Yeah.
And I can see the value in cold plunges or a
Ice
cold
baths. You see,
bath.
they do the ice baths. Yeah, yeah. Those free. Now they got chambers.
Yep.
The chambers, but I always like to take cold showers after a warm shower, wash up good, and then ice cold. I haven't done it in a while because I'm getting brittle, I guess, as I'm getting older. But what a rejuvenation of your body! And they
Yeah.
say it's the best thing in the world. Mm-hmm. Like in the morning before you go to work,
Right.
You do that, ice cold. Get out. Now you're just dying to move.
Right.
I don't do
Yeah.
it. I
No.
stopped
No.
doing it.
No. Yeah.
I'm too comfortable with the nice
I
hot
take
shower.
showers at night usually.
Yeah.
However, I can definitely see the value in it, just for recovery for your muscles, but
right.
also for your mentality. The fact that not only are you doing something that's extremely difficult, it makes the rest of the day a little bit easier.
You're in charge. You're in charge of
Right.
your body. What was the polar plunge? Was that a charitable thing that you had to do, or
Yeah. So yeah, exactly.
Not that you had to do,
it
but
was depending on how far you go, there'll be a donation.
Oh, that's
to,
nice. That's so good. Yeah,
to
yeah.
a certain charity.
What a fun
Yeah.
time too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, psychos. Everyone's being, and then the party after. A lot of people they just go
It
for the
was-
party.
Everybody said, I was like, I'm going home. I'm gonna go take a hot shower.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, now after you got out, you had you dried up.
I got off.
But was there
yeah.
a building you could go into to warm up? No.
No, it was in Hooksett, and it's wintertime. It's
Yeah.
January,
Yeah.
and there's not a lot of open areas for open bodies of water that you can kind of just get to
Right.
with the group of people that we had. So we went to this boat drop off in Hooksett on the river that had ice around it.
Right.
And so I left my car on with the heat blasting.
That's what I was going to ask you. Yeah. At least get a car. Yeah.
So I jumped in and I jumped out, wrapped myself in a towel, sat back in the car for
felt good, though.
about
Yeah,
10
yeah,
minutes
yeah.
before I was like, okay, I can move again.
Wow. Yeah. Because I mean, hypothermia can. I mean, it takes a little while, but hypothermia can sit in.
Yeah,
And you got to watch it. You really got to watch
and
it.
those the people out there that can sit in an ice bath for more than 2 minutes is incredible.
Yeah.
You know, for me that 4 or 5 seconds was just about as much as I could handle.
See, you and me, we weigh the same. We practically weigh the same. There's no meat in our bodies. These bones are right there hanging up. And if you had a nice layer of meat around it, you go,
Maybe.
yeah, this is great. Yay. But I get cold. I can get cold really kind of quick.
Yeah.
And I just hear Mr. Lee going, you're not cold. And I go, yeah, I kind of am.
Yeah,
I
kind
mean,
of am. Yeah, definitely.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm always constant. You know, it's funny because I don't know if it's the status quo for young people today. And you see it at work. It's 20 below outside. They're coming in with their shorts. They're coming with shorts, their short sleeves. They don't even have a jacket on, these kids. And I'm going, is that cool? Or is that just...
I think it's. I don't think it's cool. I think it's not being prepared, or you know what? Maybe they were late for work. They didn't want
No,
to bring a
this
jacket.
is what the little kids do. I go to CVS the other day. It's freezing outside. This young girl, she's just got a light little shirt on. And I'm going... I'm cold with a jacket and another jacket. You got to keep warm.
I know.
It's unbelievable.
It's not worth it.
Well, you know what it is too. You're training for something. You're training for powerlifting. You want to stay healthy,
Right.
and you're going to do anything you can to stay healthy. You don't want that cold. You don't want that flu. You don't want because then you can't train.
Right. The idea is to stay healthy and not injure yourself so that you can continue to grow, get better, and
Right.
you don't have to
Right.
deal with the sickness and let your body recover longer than
Right.
it needs
Right.
just because you're sick.
And there is some good stuff out there that's holistic, and there's
Yep.
my wife is so into it, which it makes me so happy. I call her a witch because she's got so many potions. Oh, really? It's true. And she laughs. She knows it's true. I said, "Oh, you're a witch.
Yeah.
You turned me into a newt."
Yeah.
And and I got better. Yeah. She's got jars and jars all over the countertops on saffron and this and that. And if there's something wrong with you, she makes a potion.
Wow.
Yeah.
A
It's
little
just
bit of alchemy there.
yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And I don't know what she's making me, and I don't want to get involved with it, but give me some of it. Yeah. Is it going to make... And then she tells me I overdo it, because if all of a sudden I like something, all right, Bob, you're not supposed to do that much. You know, give me a little, and I feel good, then I want a lot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand that.
And but see, that's when it, especially when you're coming down to athletes like yourself, all right? There's an OCD. You got to get stronger. You have to get more weight.
Right.
That's up here.
Yep.
It's in your head.
Yep.
And
You gotta. It's mostly about consistency. You talk to any athlete that is at some high level of capacity, and you see those guys. They're just always putting in work of some sort, whether it's training. So if you're a basketball player, you're practicing your shots,
All
your
right.
layups,
Oh,
your
yeah.
blocks,
Yeah.
and you're also
Yeah.
maintaining your strength
That's
and your
right.
jumps.
You
and
gotta
your
love it.
sprints.
you got to love it.
Right.
Hopefully you love it. Sometimes people
Right.
don't love it, but and you're going through that right now, because and then there's always that. Now you have your wife. Does she enjoy? Does she go and watch you, or
She will come to my competitions, yeah,
Right.
and she'll cheer me on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's a good supporter in that. She's not into the powerlifting like I am.
she lifts?
She enjoys swimming
Okay.
and some weightlifting and a lot of cardio.
Yeah.
I appreciate and I respect her mindset of longevity,
Right.
as opposed to
Right.
longevity is in my mindset as well, but I think more about I'm trying to get strong
Right,
here,
right.
so let's get as strong as we can
Right,
without
right.
injuring ourselves.
Yeah. It's but that's good though that you have someone that that shares kind of a point of view, a healthy point of view.
Yeah, and that really helps because she enjoys cooking. As far as nutrients go and the foods that we eat, she's
There you
very
go.
health conscious about what we're putting inside our
Beautiful.
bodies in terms of food and drinks and everything like that.
You have to. You doing much running?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I will run when I was in track and field. It was constant running
all the time.
and we're running 6, 7, 8 miles,
Right.
and it's monotonous. I've been
That's
saying.
monotonous. I used to run long distance. That's monotonous.
Yeah.
Drive you nuts.
Yeah, I enjoyed the race.
Yeah.
A hard sprint for a long time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because you were doing 400 meters and we doing relays too and stuff.
Oh yeah, 4x1, 4x4.
Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? Yeah. And people go, oh, really? Like if you don't know how to catch that or hand off that baton, that's an art form. And,
you need to practice.
oh, you got to practice that, yeah, because you could be winning a race and all of a sudden lose the baton,
Right.
Or a bad handoff, and the other team just go flying by you, man.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you can lose precious. It's all about the time, right?
Yeah.
You gotta optimize every part of the race,
Every
and
second, that's
baton
right,
pass is where you can lose the most amount of time.
And it's funny because, all right, so field and track and stuff, the consistency. So when it comes now to powerlifting, it's just another aspect of how you train,
Right.
and having the right mind frame. That's why when I say mind frame and I say affirmations and self hypnosis, it's up in that brain.
Right.
Because the brain can say, "Nah, you don't want to do it today. Nah, don't even train this week. Nah," or the brain says, "Get out there."
Right.
So, who's going to win?
Right.
You know?
Exactly. It's a choice you have to make every day.
Because every day you're working too. Now you're not. It's not like you're just training.
Right.
You got to work all day.
I gotta wake up. I gotta go to work, and then all of
Then
a sudden
train.
you're done work, and then exactly. You make that decision. Do I go
Yeah.
train? And,
Or do I go on the couch and watch Happy Days for
That's right.
8 billionth time? Oh, believe me, I know, and because it's so easy to go home and watch
it is.
a little TV.
Or
and-
go home and play a video game,
Or whatever.
or just
Yeah.
do something.
Right. But you got to keep active and see. Like I said, we wear the same and we have the same body shape and everything.
Right.
It's easy to keep it if you really want to keep it. And like I say, you step on the scale every day because you have to. You're watching your weight. You know when you're a pound over before you get on that scale.
Yeah.
You
If
say,
you were to bring a scale in here right now, I would say that I probably weigh like 171, 172.
Just by knowing.
I could feel it.
That's right. You can feel
Right.
it. But you want to lose that in 2 or 3 days. That could be gone. You could lose 4 pounds.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. There's definitely at least 10 pounds of water weight that can just go.
Right. And I find myself when I'm working, when I go to work, and I'm only working 3 days a week, I'll put on 5 pounds, 4 pounds, 5 pounds, just in a couple of days, and then when I'm not working, it goes right away
Right.
because I'm drinking water all day, but I'm also eating like I wouldn't. Because you got a break. I got to have you can put 5 pounds on and take it right off, which is what you want to do, be able to do. 'Cause when you put the 5 pounds off, and it won't come off, and another 5 pound goes on. Now you're on that spiral.
Right. Yeah.
What's the heaviest you've ever weighed?
178, maybe.
That's not too bad either. Not for your.
No. In high school, I was about 130.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
And I graduated high school in 2010. So I've gained about 30, 35 pounds.
I was the same with me. I would fight at 135, 130. Imagine, so that's 35 pounds less than we are now. What? Whoa, your bone?
Yeah, I was
Just
I'm
bone, all muscle. No.
very
There was no fat. No fat on the
no
bone.
fat. Yeah, I'm 5'11", and I'm very skinny.
Yeah.
And so it's been an effort to get to where I am today.
Right. And you don't want to lose it. Yeah. No. Now at 31, you're actually
No.
you've got many years of good sports in front of you.
Right.
Many years.
Right. Yep. And just being active in general, it's nice. It feels nice, and
Feels good.
I much rather be doing that
Right.
so that I can do other things too.
Right. The funny thing is that at your height, see, I'm only 5'10", 5'9". I'm shrinking, by the way. Yeah. But according to my license, we're all shrinking anyway. But so I remember looking at the charts, and if you're 5'9" and weigh 170, your considered either overweight or becoming obese
What?
or something like that. Oh, look at the charts. And I'm going, what? I'm not even close to being overweight.
Right.
But if you go over that line, like 170, 175 at our height, now you're overweight. So as I go to the doctors and they're weighing me, and I'll say, I know you're weighing me, but I got my shoes on and I don't weigh that. I don't want them to think that I'm overweight. And they laugh and they go, "What are you talking about?" I says, "Well, my chart." They go, "Don't even go by this chart." She goes,
Right.
"Especially yourself because you're athletic.
Right.
It's when you
Yeah,
have a big gut.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You just,
Yeah, I'm definitely. I definitely don't consider myself overweight.
No,
but
not at all.
I'm not thin either. So I'm
compared to 130.
compared to
Now that was thin. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's borderline.
Yeah.
But when you're a young kid, you're moving, you're crazy, you're out of the mind.
an unlimited amount of energy.
With probably the craziest diet than you.
Oh yeah, didn't
When
matter.
you're a kid, you don't eat. You don't
Didn't
care.
even matter.
No,
Yeah.
but you have more energy than God. Now you're trying to eat right. The energy stats.
Right. Now that I'm 30, 31 and things are getting a little bit slower, I definitely need to take into consideration what I'm putting inside my body a lot more
Yeah.
than I was.
Yeah. Well, no, because you're smarter. You're thinking about it.
Now you're realizing.
Right, you're
that,
realizing you
the
have
things-
to.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. And as I say, the internet, there's so many good things that you can look at on TV. They constantly have. I had Jack LaLanne. Do you know who Jack LaLanne is? Wow. Jack LaLanne was. They had 2 or 3 channels on TV when I was a kid. That was it. There was 5, 4, and 7. Jack LaLanne was on one of them. And he was this guy, and all he did was exercises for women who were home. Because all the guys.
If I saw a picture of him,
You would,
I'd probably
He
know
just
who you're
died a few
talking
years
about.
ago.
Oh,
But
okay.
for his, say, and I'm not, for his 85th birthday or 90th birthday, he'd tie that many rowboats on his back and swim like the English Channel with people in the
That's
boat.
crazy.
All right. And when he was 93 or something, they interviewed him, and his wife was there. She goes, "What are you going to do this year?" And he goes, "I want to swim with 93 boats behind me," or whatever it was. And the lady goes, the reporter goes, "You're going to do it?" And he looked at his wife, and he points. He goes, "No, she won't let me." But he was in the hey, think about that. This is how great shape you could be in their 90s. Yeah,
Wow.
blow us away with it. But his whole life was like that.
Yeah.
Do not eat sugar. Do not even think of ice cream.
Right.
That's was his mindset.
Right,
Everything was perfect food.
Right.
That's hard to do in today's
It is.
society.
It is.
But
And I also think that with the work that you put into everything, you can reward yourself.
You should.
But
You have to.
You should.
Yeah.
You don't want to, like, what's the point?
that's right. What's the point? Am I going to live this type of life?
Right.
Nah.
And you don't get to enjoy anything.
yeah,
but
yeah.
at the same time, you don't want to overindulge too consistently.
All moderation.
Right.
Yeah.
All in moderation.
And the thing is, you have to think of that if you're competing in anything, or that's physical. Or you have to think of, all right, I'm working my butt off, but if I'm not eating right,
Right.
do you do the vitamin drinks or like the V8s or anything? No.
Every once in a while, yeah. I'll take the drinks that I will have consistently is an amino energy.
Yeah. Okay.
Amino acids
Yeah.
and things like that. They do have some vitamins and other positive supplements in there,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I don't take any juices or anything like that.
I just when I go to the food shop, and I do most of the food shopping because I would like picking what I like. She gives me my list. Oh, the wife will give me a list. I'll be in the store for 3 hours trying to find her stuff.
Right.
Organic, this
I
and
get
that.
that.
Oh yeah, but I gotta have my V8 drinks. They have the V8 like tomato type juice, and it's got a lot of good stuff in it. A lot of people say, too much salt. Yeah, it don't bother me because I don't have that problem. But I don't drink Coke like you don't drink Coke.
Right. Yeah.
That'll kill you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That'll kill
It's just one of those things. It's just like
No.
I enjoy water.
Yeah.
Tastes good.
Water, and I get a powdered protein drink every day, make my own protein drink, and I love it. I love it. And you get hooked on it. It's obsessive compulsive again, which I
hear
love.
ya.
Sometimes
There was a time when I was drinking protein shakes on a daily basis, 10, 20 grams of
Yeah, yeah.
protein on a daily
Right,
basis,
right.
mix it with water, and
Yeah.
it wasn't that great, but
yeah. They've
you
come
know,
a long
we-
way.
we-
They taste good now.
I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're not too expensive, but what's expensive when it comes to your health?
Right. Exactly.
I bring my grandkids to McDonald's. Years ago, you bring your grandkids to McDonald's, you might pay $6-7 and be all upset. $35. I mean, you used to go out for a great,
man. That's
yeah,
incredible.
and they have chicken McNuggets in a cup.
It's been a minute since I've been to McDonald's or
big
any
money
other fast
now,
foods.
yeah.
That's incredible.
$35, and I go, what did I get? 3 fries, 1 chicken McNuggets, 1 cheeseburger, and they got some drinks.
And that's incredible. It's so
incredible,
expensive.
the prices, yeah, and you want it, you're gonna pay for it,
Right. Yeah.
and it's but you got to have that cheeseburger once in a while.
You do.
You
You
do.
enjoy it. You do. It's just that's life.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
there.
Yeah, I try. Boy, I like to, like I always have my egg McMuffin in the morning. And, now that's
Yeah, my the morning I used to not eat breakfast in the morning
Yeah,
because
you
I was
gotta.
just I wake up and I'm not hungry,
Right.
and I gotta get
Right,
the day
yeah.
started. But I've learned that it's really necessary to get your metabolism started in the morning
That's
to
right.
have a kind of a successful day.
Yeah.
And just to maintain a weight status, I'll have a bagel
Right.
with
Yeah,
peanut butter.
Yeah.
And maybe some fruit
right.
or bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah, eat big in the morning. They say
Mm-hmm.
eat big in the morning. Lunch, eat. What was it? Eat like a king in the morning. Eat like a prince for lunch, and eat like a pauper at night.
Yeah,
You shouldn't eat much at night.
because you don't want it depends on when you go to bed, but you
Right.
don't want that all sitting
You don't
in your
want it sitting there.
stomach.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear that.
And that's the way. And I eat so much especially when I'm working. I love eating stuff.
I'm a
I go home.
snacker.
Yeah.
Every couple of hours, I'm always eating something.
Sure, that's grazing. Yeah, they call that grazing, right? Yeah. Supposedly that's how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to eat. We're supposed to graze 4 or 5 times a day. Small meals, not
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
big
you
hunk
don't
of
need
meal.
a big meal.
No.
Yeah, I feel like the big meals are kind of established because you're just so time constrained,
That's
right?
right. Yeah, right.
And I
Right.
have the opportunity to I have food and snacks at my desk. I got protein bars,
Yeah, yeah.
and every once in a while I'll have the hot and spicy ramen noodles.
It's funny. I love them things, and those are the worst.
I
My
know.
wife goes, "You're gonna
So
eat
much-
that."
So
Yeah.
much sodium.
Oh,
but
but
it's so
they
good.
are good.
So
Yeah,
good.
I had one 2 days ago. My
had
wife
one-
goes, "What are you doing with this?" I go, "I don't eat it much, but oh, is this good?"
It's
And the
good.
hot and spicy.
The
I'm
hot
like,
and spicy chicken.
wow, easy to make.
It's so easy. Just put some hot water in it.
Yeah,
That's it.
I don't know how much nutrients I'm getting out of it. I don't think
Not
I'm
a
getting.
lot.
I think it's taken away from me. Yeah,
Exactly,
But
yeah.
yeah, she goes, "Bob, why don't you just take the salt shaker and pour it down your throat? You know, it's you want that sodium? You got it." That's so funny. Well, we're wrapping up there, buddy. That was a quick hour.
Incredible.
Isn't that incredible, huh?
It is.
Again, we just got done with a Taekwondo show, me and Jeff. If you want to watch that show, both of these are on YouTube channel, TKD Grandmaster Bob Lemire, or just TKD Bob Lemire, and you'll see all our shows. This one will be on in a day or so, maybe a couple of days, and you'll be able to watch this, and hopefully get you back here in a year or so with some more records. Let's break some records.
Right.
I want to
yeah.
hear that, because once you've broken a record, after that, you got to keep climbing.
No, you're right. You can't let
Yeah.
other people beat it.
Yeah, that's
right.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, how'd you do? Well, I won. Did you break any records? No. All right.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah,
All right.
I get that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the expectations. But that's good. That's how we're.
Right.
And if you've already got a record under your belt, that's unbelievable.
It's
think
good,
Think
yeah.
about how many billions of people are on this earth.
Yeah.
All right, and a handful of people are getting records for your weight class. All right, and you just started.
Right.
You just.
Yeah, I've specialized in deadlifting for a little while,
Right.
but now that I entered into the powerlifting world and I got some serious advice, critiques
Right.
from other guys that have been doing it for years, that know
Right.
what they're talking about and want to know what they're doing.
Right.
It's definitely been value add to just bringing it to that next level.
Right. Right.
You know, and I'm very grateful for those guys.
Because when I talk to Wayne, he's got 2 trainers. He's
Yeah.
got a trainer for the winter, and when he goes to in the winter, he goes to Hawaii, where he lives in Hawaii.
Wow.
And one of his trainers is an ex-football professional player. I forget his
Wow.
name. And then in the winter, he's up here. I mean, in the summer, he's up here. And he's got another trainer.
Wow.
So, I mean, he's 72, and he wants to make sure he's doing it right. And, And he never lifted a weight in his life before. That never was in the gym before
Wow.
in his life. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it is incredible, and I got to get him back
Good
on
for
the show.
him.
Yeah, I'll get him back. It'd be nice to get both of you in the show once.
Jeez.
Imagine that.
He'll show me something.
Well, no, just to talk about, you're talking about almost two generations apart.
Right.
All right, and his mind frame and your mind frame,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got you by what 40-something years.
Yeah.
So that's the longevity in your sport if you
That's
really
right.
want. So that's about all the time we got there. I had a ball.
I
Jeff.
thank you so much, Bob.
Yeah,
it was great being
this
on
was
here.
fun.
I appreciate it.
And I hope some people got a little out of it anyway, so
Yeah.
try to inspire some people. So
Yeah.
next time, hope everyone had a good time. Enjoy yourself, train hard, and have fun.